Hello, welcome back everyone. Today I'll be doing the second episode of my business strategy and AI series. Today I'm going to be looking at a company that has undoubtedly changed the world in a profound amount of ways. Apple Inc. You see Apple Inc.'s products everywhere. People have their cell phones, people have their AirPods, people have their MacBooks, people have their Apple TVs, people have their iPads. People possibly in the future will have their, Apple VR headsets or AR headsets and things like this. Um, so Apple, just a brief overview of why Apple is some quantitative and qualitative data behind the fact that Apple has kind of changed the world is, so they hit 394.3 billion in 2020 revenue. Um, they're the world's largest company by market cap. Their market cap is, I guess we could say in the trillion zones now. Let's look. Um, Apple market cap. Apple's market cap here is just 2.89 trillion. Wow. So on track to be a $3 trillion market cap company. Obviously the largest in the world. Um, so in terms of other markets, they're the fourth largest personal computer vendor, the second largest computer mobile phone manufacturer. Um, it is considered one of the big five American information companies like Alphabet, Amazon, Meta platforms, and Microsoft. All these five companies like really have a lot of power in our world. And if you don't know of them, I encourage you to look more into them. So Apple has founded by the Apple Computer Company in 1976. Interestingly enough, Apple is not that old of a company. It's only about, um, what is that, 40, 50 years old. So if you think about how they're the biggest company in the world, they've done a lot of growth and a lot of rapid growth. And I think it's an important area of study of how they have capitalized on business opportunities well. So it was founded by Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs. Ronald Wayne developed the first the Apple One. Um, then they started selling the Apple II. They went public in 1980, finding instant financial success. Um, the original Macintosh was actually kind of had a high cost. Some of its products not super successful. It said um, some struggles, and they had struggles there. Um, Interestingly enough, I don't think it says it here, but I believe they started outside. Um, they started their company in a garage, which is like a huge trend in these like huge companies. Like I believe Google is also started in a garage, and so I don't know. I guess everyone has to just get out in the garage more, and we'll be popping up these huge tech companies out of nowhere. And so let's see. Right. So they lost market share to Windows PCs, Intel powered Wintel. Um, so in 1997, they were weeks away from bankruptcy. Isn't that absolutely wild? So about 25 years ago, one of the largest companies in the world almost filed for bankruptcy, and now they touch our lives in every single way. So I think there are a lot of lessons that we can learn here from them. So they developed these products. They acquired a company that helped them kind of pivot their business strategy called NEXT. Um, they became the first publicly. Okay, so Steve Jobs, an important thing to note, died in 2011 for health reasons. I believe he died from cancer. Very sad thing in the world, and we definitely lost someone who had a um, inspiration to change the world. And so first publicly traded U.S. company over 1 trillion, August 2018. So think about that, over 1 trillion, and now as of 2023, 2.6 trillion, and that was April 2023. I just looked at the market cap, um, just now. Like look at the market cap now. That was April, and we're now at 2.9 trillion. So in the matter of April, March, April, May, June, they've gone up um what appears to be $300 billion market cap within 3 months. That is absolutely wild. And so, I just wanted to look and give you a brief overview that Apple has changed our worlds in ways more so than we have ever thought. And I think there's a lot to be learned about how they did that amidst failure. And so, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pivot the lesson, kind of a learning that I'm just doing, to Bard's Google's based AI tool. And then I'm going to document that kind of here. So I made this little lesson plan of um, how Apple's, and ultimately I'm convinced Apple, what they did well is they made their product an art form. And so what I'm going to look at quickly is just a few of these prompts. So I'm going to look at what are some ways Apple has grown in recent years, and where's the company seeking to expound upon its pervasiveness in the world. So with that in mind, we're going to go to the large language model AI tool, which is Bard, and then we're gonna put this beside Bard, and then we're just gonna kind of do this lesson here. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm using Samsung Notes, and I'm generating prompts based on an idea that I had for this episode. I'm using Control C and Control V keyboard shortcuts to save a lot of time. And here's our response from Bard's large language model AI tool. So revenue growth, market cap, product expansion, international expansion. These are kind of business strategies that they've done well in. They're a global company. Half of their revenue comes outside of the United States. They've expanded product line in recent years, new categories using wearables, home automation, streaming media. So a huge idea in business is to have product diversity as an insurance and business strategy. Their market cap right now is over 2 trillion. That's a huge thing of how they've grown. So they're always trying to grow that market cap, being the bottom line. And then they're driven by their good products, and they focus on what they do well. Um, so some of their places they're trying to expand their pervasiveness is services such as Apple Music, Apple TV, and iCloud. Huge opportunities for growth and revenue in the future. The world is going towards the cloud. Everything is going towards the cloud, and it's a thing I joke around with a lot of people. It's like everyone says it's going to the cloud, and it really is, because it provides a new level of convenience in a lot of ways, and the markets there are just untapped in ways where other markets definitely have been tapped into a lot. And so they're also trying to grow a lot in China. I know they're trying to grow in India as well, and they're also growing in wearables like the Apple Watch and AirPods. Another episode I'll be making in the future is about Garmin. Garmin does so we call these things PMEs, personal medical, or PMDs, personal medical devices. Like your smartwatch is kind of like a personal medical device because it has a heart rate sensor. It has a lot of sensors like stress, sleep sensors, things that monitor things in your life that give you a lot of insight to how your health has been. I actually recently got a Garmin Instinct, and Garmin and Apple are competing a lot in the wearable market. Um, and I'm gonna make that episode sometime, but yeah, sweet. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this prompt inside my lesson learning plan so that I can share what I've learned with y'all, and then also come back to this later if I wanted to explore the ideas further. Okay, so business strategy. What are some key aspects in terms of business strategy that have contributed to Apple's success? Let's see. Some ideas that I think in a lot of ways is they made their products in art form. They didn't necessarily expand upon original ideas, but they put their own spin on it in a unique Apple way. Okay, sweet. So Apple has business strategy, key forms, product design, and functionality. Intuitive UI experience, right? It's about this sleek design and the UI experience, about the ergonomics. It's about how the person interacts with their technology and why, and within that, how someone can uniquely identify a product as an Apple product. Ecosystem, right? Hugely capitalized on integration. Their products integrate seamlessly well. Their branding is huge. it's simplistic branding, but it does well. Apple, it's a simple idea, but um, it does well there. Retail strategy, uh, educating customers about Apple's products and services, so their marketing is really good. Um, da 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 da. Key. So their key aspects is focus on customer experience, vertical integration, and marketing. Um, it's a combination of these key aspects, and in a lot of ways it outcompetes its competitors and on those fronts. And sweet. So with that in mind, I'm gonna copy this one in, and awesome. Areas of struggle slash learning. So what are some ways Apple has capitalized as a learning opportunity? Importantly to note, no person is perfect, no company is perfect. But what is important is the resiliency in the ability to adapt um, and learn from your past mistakes. So let's see how Apple has capitalized on their failures as learning opportunities for, a stimulus. Cool. So we got three examples right away: the Apple III, the Newton, and the G4 Cube. Um, I'm not going to read through all of these. You're welcome to read through them in the document. I'll actually just look at the Apple III. So their first attempt at the business market, computers plagued with problems, faulty power supply, and lack of software. Apple learned from its mistakes and went on to, release a more successful product. You can look at the Newton and G4 Cube. I'm going to put this all in the document. You have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you're doing well. I hope you take every day as an opportunity to learn. It's an exciting time to be alive, and we're learning together, and that's part of life. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in.